Hi guys, my name is Nikki Whiting and I have been a Beachbody coach for 7 years. I signed up in 2013, I believe end of May, beginning of June. And I just wanted to share a little bit about what coaching is, how I got started, a little bit about my story, why I'm a lifer with this company specifically, and my kind of journey through definitely never feeling like I was going to be someone that had a career in social network marketing, but I love it. And so I want to share also some common myths with you and debunk some of those, and some common questions that I get. I would love to answer those as well. So thanks for joining me. If you've been thinking about coaching and you're just not really sure what it entails, the coolest part to know, or the thing to know about coaching, is that this is a business that allows us to be our own boss. And in that sense, we make our own hours. Our success is up to us and no one else. We are able to have this freedom of time and this freedom of income, with a very certain level of work. And so I wanted to share how I came into all this. So rewind back to 2013. I was a new mom of one. Her name is Wesley. She's now 7 going on 8. And I was, I think, 6 months postpartum when someone reached out to me in a private message and just said, hey, I would love for you to be a part of this challenge group that we have going on, where all these women are checking in virtually, basically checking in for accountability, working out from home, using all natural supplements, learning how to eat clean, and getting all these free recipes and stuff. And so with that, I was in a place 6 months postpartum where I felt like I didn't even recognize the body that I was in. I was exhausted because, mom life. I had been a teacher prior, and at the time I was still staying home with our daughter, but I was substitute teaching as I could. And I had been a teacher previously for a 3rd grade classroom, loved it. But when we found out that I was pregnant, I really had a lot of anxiety around not being able to be home with our daughter. And for those who do know me, you know that I've struggled with anxiety and depression for a very long time. I mean, I can pinpoint it now as an adult all the way back to my very first memories, which were around 4 years old. And, being at a preschool and just being so absolutely anxious the whole time that I was there. And I just didn't know what that feeling was. And I went through elementary school, middle school, high school, having feelings like this, off and on all the time. And now I know exactly what that is. And I just tend to be a naturally anxious person. And so I went through my undergrad, got my undergrad in marketing, and then decided I didn't want to work for the corporate life. I did not want to be part of the corporate world. And so I went and got my master's of arts in teaching for K through 5. And right out of the gate, I had a really good experience with student teaching and was offered a position mid-school year in January. To this classroom, a 2nd grade classroom. And I was very naive. I didn't even ask in my interview why this teacher had left mid-year, but I was just so excited to get my own classroom and to be starting right away and earning a paycheck. Just all these things that I've been waiting for were finally happening. And fast forward, it ended up being a super unhealthy environment, especially for a new teacher who was trying to take on someone else's classroom mid-year, and a lot of undiagnosed behavior disorders, and just a lot of kids that needed extra help, and that this school in particular was not able to give them that. And I was completely overwhelmed, and I slipped into this crazy place of anxiety and fear and depression, to the point where my husband was driving me to my classroom every day because I couldn't physically get myself there. I was struggling to eat. I was not working out. I was sleeping all the time, crying all the time. And it was just a horrible experience for myself and for our family. And so a few weeks into that experience, I sat down and had a really long, hard talk with some of the teachers and with my husband. And we just decided that for my own health, mental health, this was not the environment for me. And if that meant that I was never going to teach in this district again, then that's what that meant. But I was going to have to do that for myself. And so I did. I left that position thinking I would never teach again. Fast forward about 5 months, and I ended up getting a private school job and starting the regular school year in August. And I did that for 3 years until I got pregnant. And when that anxiety of being pregnant and wanting to stay home with our daughter started to creep in, my husband and I had another talk and just decided we would go down to single family income, and that's what that was going to be. And we were going to live within our means and make that work for the time being. And then I would go back to substitute teaching, which is what I was doing in, March of 2013. And this girl reached out to me. I said, yeah, I'm exhausted. I definitely am not eating well. I'm not sleeping well. I'm napping during the day instead of being productive. And I would love to feel different internally. And I would love to see some kind of physical change. And so I started with what I didn't even know were Beachbody workouts from home. And I did my first program 6 weeks, and I lost like 5 or 6 pounds. My body started to take a different shape. I was feeling so much confidence within. I was happy. I was engaging with other adults, which was nice as a new mom. Lots of other women that I could relate to there, and I was forming really great relationships with those women. And then after I started to share naturally my transformation, my coach said, why are you not coaching? Like, this is what a coach would be doing. And you're basically bringing customers to me, and you could get paid to be sharing your results. Because I was excited about what I was doing, and I wasn't getting paid for it, but I was sharing it because I just loved it. And it was a new hobby that I found as a new mom, which was really nice to have. And so I, out of fear, honestly, very fear-based, just said, no, no, thank you. You're great at what you do, but like, I just don't think that that's for me. And I'll continue to bring people to you. And so I went on to do a couple other challenges. Each month was like a new group. And finally she was like, Nikki, why don't you at least do this? This was the third time around that we had the conversation. Why don't you at least try it for the discount and just see what happens? Get a discount on the products. And so that was where I could say, okay, I'll use that as my excuse. I will say I'm signing up for the discount so that if I fail, if people are watching me, if nothing comes of this, then I didn't let my husband down, my family down, and everybody that was watching, all the haters and everybody who were going to have something to say, couldn't say anything because I was really just doing it for the discount. So I approached my husband, and he was like, okay, I'm going to support you. It's a little like, he was very skeptical because he's like, I don't really know how multi-level marketing or network marketing works, but if you want to do this, I'm going to support you, and you can get the discount on the products, and you can start using supplements. And he said, but you have seen so many people find success in this business. You need to go all in. You need to go all in and just see what happens. And he said, give it 6 months, 6 months of actual effort every single day, consistently trying to build a business. And so I did. I signed up for the discount, but I right away started running challenge groups and inviting other women to do what I was doing, and sharing all of the all natural supplements I loved and the results that myself and now other challengers were getting. And it just started to be this like domino effect and this like ripple effect of my energy and my excitement for this was wearing off on other people. And now they were getting results, which was so rewarding for me to see them feeling good about themselves the way that I felt good about myself when I was starting. And these challengers then became coaches, and these coaches became lifelong friends who I now always, the majority of our day is spent talking about our families and our kids and random life events, but we were bonded and brought together by this opportunity. And the reason I chose this business in particular is that this company at the time had been around like 12 years. The coaching opportunity had not, but the company Beachbody had been around for about 12 years. We've now been around for like 20 years. So I knew that this was a sustainable company. I knew that this was a business that was not going anywhere. I knew that they were developing amazing products. The fact that it was all natural was a huge win for me. And so my job as a coach was simply to do a few things. Be a product of the product, which is so normal, which is a normal thing to expect, right? Like you're never going to purchase makeup from someone who's selling a certain makeup brand, but they use a different makeup brand, right? You're never going to buy supplements from someone who says, yeah, you should totally use these work, but I don't use these, I use these. So a product of the product was like number one, check. I was able to do that because I was working out from home, getting results. I was using their meal plans. I was following, I was using supplements and it was working. So product of the product, check. Second was inviting. So I was inviting people through my social media platforms, through posts, through stories, through sharing my personal story in hopes to inspire other women to get started the way that I did, and sharing my growth and inviting them personally in private messages. I was inviting these ladies to join me in doing something that I love in hopes that they would find a passion for that as well. The other is this level of recognition. We share and recognize our teams, and I was doing all that. And then product or personal development. So the fourth thing was that I had to personally work on myself, which was like so cool to have a business where your job is to work on being a better version of yourself. So I was plugging into team calls or podcasts or audibles, reading personal development books. I mean, the drawers back here, these cabinets are full of different personal development that I've gotten through. And I have become a better mom, a better wife, a better friend, a better coach, just a better human being, because this business led me to personal development, which allows me to not only face struggles in a better way and be able to take those like speed bumps as they come in life with more grace, but also just a more positive aspect, like a more positive outlook on life in general. And I feel definitely more confident in everything that I do. I feel more resilient because with this business comes ups and downs. It comes, lots of failures with those successes. And so you're learning a lot along the way. And I've become a better role model 100% for my own kids, who I now have 3 children, 1, 4, and 7. And so I've gone through this business, building a business while pregnant now twice and through 3 postpartum journeys. And so I 100% believe that anyone can do this business. You can be in the best shape of your life and have 6-pack abs, or you can be postpartum and have gained 50 pounds like I did in pregnancy and be super inspiring because other women can relate to that and watch you go through that transformation using the products. And so that alone sells itself. And when I started to see my team grow, that was when my entire family was like, oh my gosh, like this is a thing. Because before that, when I originally signed up to coach, the very first person I talked to was my dad. And he told me over the phone, oh my gosh, Nikki, like that's a big mistake. What are you thinking? Like, network marketing, really? Because there was this weird stigma around it at the time. And it was just like, I don't know, for whatever reason, people feel like this is a different, like this is not an acceptable, or it wasn't at the time, job compared to someone leaving and going to work for someone else from 9 to 5. And in my opinion, working as this like little ground level person for all these people higher up, for the one guy up there to build his empire, seems pretty unfair to me. So to know in a business that I can be more successful than the person that signed me up means that this is a business that works for me and allows me to build my empire, and no one else has control over that. And that was what really kind of skyrocketed my belief for this business. And about 6 months in, I was replacing some of my weekly paychecks as a teacher. And I was able to stop substitute teaching and be 100% home. And I was seeing these paychecks roll in. We were now earning these trips for our hard work, and I could bring myself and a guest. And so my husband was seeing how Beachbody was rewarding us. And it was really cool to start seeing all of this vision that I had for this business come full circle. But the biggest and most exciting part was when I started to see the coaches that signed up with me believe in their businesses and see crazy growth. And I have coaches who to this day still just want to be a hobby coach where, they sell the products here and there, make a little bit of extra money for whatever they want, but they really just want the discount. All the way up to our multiple six-figure earners, our million club earners who have built these incredible businesses from home on part-time hours where they've retired themselves or they've retired themselves and their spouse. And so it's really endless possibilities. My original goal was, let's replace the cost of my supplements and see what happens. And then it was, let's see if I could replace my teacher salary. And slowly that just continued to build. And in our first full year as a coach, we were on track for a six-figure business. And in our second and third year, we had tripled that. And the next year it tripled, and it has continued to grow over those 7 years. There has been ebbs and flows. There have been ups and downs. There have been slower moments. There have been crazy momentum moments, but it has continued to grow. And so in a business where I didn't really know what the vision was at the beginning, I didn't know how long this was going to be a thing for me, I can now say with confidence, I'm never going anywhere. This business has the potential to grow whether you signed up in 2013 or you signed up in 2020. Our girls who signed up last year are seeing some of the biggest growth yet, their biggest paychecks yet, their biggest team growth. So one of the things that I always get is, well, you signed up in 2013. Right. And I've been hustling for 7 years. But the people who signed up last year are seeing awesome success too. And I'm real pumped to see where they are in 7 years and where I am in 14 years. So for me to say, hey, are you willing to work your business for a few years to replace your income and potentially out earn that way, way more? Or do you just want to stay working in a job that you're not passionate about, you don't like, you dread Mondays, you hate going, you have a terrible mindset around, in hopes that you might make a tiny raise every few years? To me, it just only makes sense. And the majority of millionaires, honestly, are people who are entrepreneurs working from home. Our business became a million club business about 3 years in. And that still makes me a little uncomfortable to talk about, but I know the importance of sharing that with other people, because sometimes people don't even realize what the possibilities are with a business like this. And so it's important that I do share it, because I would want to know what the possibilities are with something that I'm signing up for. So there are so many possibilities there. Things that we do day to day. I check in with my girls in our challenge group. We have these large virtual accountability groups. We have an app that allows them to track their nutrition. The super trainers give them the workouts and lead them through those. Our job is to check in for accountability. And so we have another app for that. It's all within the same app, actually. And they check in and they share, how they're doing and their successes and their failures, and we answer questions. I run a team now. We have 10,000 of us in our downline. So I am now, doing team calls and checking in with my coaches and sharing what has worked for me and how I built my business, and helping them and supporting them through the growth in their own business. Part of my job is to work out daily from home. So check, doing that, working on myself. Those are the biggest things, is supporting and holding your challengers accountable and then supporting your team in a way that allows them to see continued growth, because this is one of the only companies or businesses where teamwork truly makes the dream work. And you are not successful unless others on your team are successful. And so you're not getting the cattiness, you're not getting drama, you're not getting any of that. You're getting a team of women who want to support and uplift you because we are all in this together. And that is what is so cool about this community. It really is such a neat community that is really hard to put into words unless you've been a part of it. But if it's been on your heart to ever give it a shot, what I would say to you is, what is there honestly to lose? There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. If you end up just being there for the discount, awesome, like I was. If you end up building a $1 million club business, pretty cool. So there's so many different opportunities, and I promise you, by signing up with our team, you are getting great hands-on training, you are getting weekly team calls, you are getting so much engagement and support and documents and templates and calls, one-on-one calls, and just so much. We really try to bring a lot of value to our team so that you do have an experience where when you sign on, you're never alone. You're never like, what do I do next? You have the next steps. You have a training guide that we send to you, a new coach welcome email, a new coach checklist. You get on a one-on-one call and get all of your questions answered. So really, you're getting all of it when you sign up with our team. And I do feel very confident in that. One of the other big things is, what is the cost? So we have no inventory. We don't have, all this product that we have to buy. The minimum that we pay a month is $15.99 for our coach fee every month. And that covers our network advertisements and documents and templates and things that are created, our online office, all of those things that keep the back office running. And then there are definitely perks for being on your product month to month, which, in my opinion, you need to be a product of the product. So that's an easy no-brainer there. But you have all these perks. You can win free swag for hitting goals and free trips. And there are so many different ways to earn. But the best sign-up option, in my opinion, is to sign up with the products that you need so that you have everything you need to get started for your own personal journey. Also to begin sharing that journey and all of the products that we have to offer. And you have your sign-up fee waived. So at that point, I think right now we have a bundle for Beachbody On Demand for a year, our nutrition guide, Shakeology, or our performance line pre and post workout for $130 is, I think, where our base package starts. And that varies month to month based on our sales. But that waives the $40 sign-up fee, gives you your product, you are active, you are ready to roll, and that's the same price a customer pays when they sign up. So it's really if you were wanting to sign up as a customer and you were thinking about coaching, the bundle together works perfectly. It waives your fee and you're ready to go. So if this has been on your heart, if it's been something that you've been thinking about doing, I would definitely give you that little nudge to move forward and just see, because I had a lot of fears. I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of what negative people on my social media were going to say. But at the end of the day, they don't help pay my bills. They do not have the same hobbies as me. Maybe they don't want to work on their inner growth or their outer growth as much as I do. And we have things that we want to do in our lives, and they have things that they want to do in their lives. They have different types of freedom that they want to see with their jobs. And this is the kind of freedom that I want with mine, to be home with my kids in the middle of the day, working in pockets of time when I want to, any way that I want, wherever I want. And so that's a huge win for me. And that's a big reason why I signed up to do this. So if you are ready to sign up, please reach out to me. I would be glad to help you get set up with the best package that suits your needs and your goals specifically. Don't be afraid to reach out. My Instagram handle is at Nikki Whiting the Fit Wife. Same with my TikTok, Nikki Whiting the Fit Wife. My email is nikki.whiting@yahoo with 1K. And I look forward to chatting with you guys. Have a good day.